Hello, my name is Sandeep Singh Mahajan, and my student ID is 23282098. Today I am going to give a presentation on the project closure, which is also the final assessment of project management. So let's start with the introduction section. Introduction. Project closure is the last phase of project which is defined after the monitoring and tracking of project activities. This results in a project management plan that is gradually elaborated through regulated and approved change until the project is completed. The product validation and acceptance criteria are the example of such thing. Project closure is the last step where we verify the acceptance of the project, especially by the client. At this phase, we also verify that the project has all the required features and meets the performance baseline. And risks or issues associated with the project is assessed and any recommendations are followed up for any update or remediation. It is a process that finalizes all the project activity based on input and output of the project. The project input includes the project charter, agreements, project plan, procurement, assess, and the process. Now let's go in the description. Description. In this assessment, we have chosen project closure or closing group. This is the part of project management plan and falls in the end or final phase of the project life cycle. At this phase, all the project deliveries need to be completed and delivered to the client on the given time frame with the deadline. The project sign-off document is prepared, which is signed by the clients for approving the project as a complete and finished. The project closing process ensures that all the project tasks are completed as per defined project scopes. All the activities are executed and approved by the client. This phase of a project provides an opportunity for the project team to evaluate and review the performance of the finished project and ensure its success. The phase is also very important as the final part of the project's life cycle. All the identified risks to the project assess, evaluate, and eliminate the phase. The project manager, with the help of project team and other stakeholders of the project, can avoid mistakes in future project, delivers a final product, identify failure, complete or receive payment, and finish the contracts. And what are the purposes of the project closure? It determines whether the project it determines whether the defined project procedure has been completed. It also assists in updating the customer acceptance of the sponsor proposal in order to formally close the project phase. It carries out a post-project or phase-end review and record the relation launch. It keeps the organizational process assessed up to date. And what happens if the project closure is not done properly and is failure? If it fails, it will put the company at risk, impede the organization from achieving and anticipating advantage from project deliveries, will cause the organization to suffer several loss, smear the project managers and project management team credibility. Now let's discuss the analytic and project closure. Discussion analytic part of the project closure. In any project, closing is the most important part. During the closing of the project, various processes are passed out through it. Some of the major processes are listed are as below. Inputs, project charter, project management plan, project documents, accepted deadline, business document, agreement, procurement document, organizational process asset. And similarly, in the tools and technique, we use satisfaction survey, review meeting, steering committee, expert judgment, analytical technique, and analytic techniques. And in output, we generally use project document updates, final product, services or result, transition, final report, and organizational process assess updates. So what are the steps of the project closure? There are some steps of project closure. They are initially all the project deliveries are delivered to the client and receive handed over document. The project is identified as the completed and confirmed by all stakeholders. All the contracts and documents are reviewed and approval is received. All the occupied resources are released and final payment is requested. A postmortem is done to evaluate the project. A project report is prepared and submitted for review of feedback. Finally, a lesson learned document is prepared to help in future project. So some of the examples we have given here are the construction of playground by a local council. See what happened there? In the project, we are In this project, we are tasked by a local council to construct a large playground of about 1,000 square meter. A total budget of $250,000 is assigned to the project. A well-developed project plan is prepared for this project, which includes several activities from initial planning till the closing of the project. Using this project plan, we can determine that the project can be completed before 1st December as the basic requirement of the project. Finally, the project is completed on time and fulfilling all the requirements. In this project, we have used several project management tools to schedule the project, preparing charter, project crashing techniques, and some resource management tools. To complete the project successfully, WBS and Gantt charts are used as major project scheduling tool which help us to keep the project on track. All the tracks are done as per schedule, so it is completed on time. So let's see second example. It is related to RTEA, Rio Tinto Energy America, which is involving the operation of coal mining. They are needed to develop a training program with the help of the KT expert group who provides training, learn, and do, which helps the participants understand the activity project. The overall project was divided into three phases and planned into 30 days. The phase one is the project definition, the phase two is the planning phases, and the phase three is the implementation phase. Each phase has a different task and project closure will have occurred after third phase. Several meeting, user training, monitoring, communication, and project report is prepared in the closing phase of the project. To succeed in this project, they have used the phases approach as discussed earlier. The early identification of the resource development, project schedule, cost estimation, identification of stakeholder was helped in measure project benefit. More specifically, we have to use each identify an issue to develop a scenario to overcome such an issue. This helps them in ensuring the predefined success. In the case tree, as an example, I have taken the Crystal Pepsi. This project is related to the Crystal Pepsi, which is soft drink company, which is product is like Pepsi that was launched already in the market. They were facing some issue with the current business operation, which were generating issue for them. Sales were initially strong, going to the novelty aspect, but the quickly declined and the Crystal Pepsi was faced after the market just 2 years later. Making too many assumptions about the product and market demand was created and the Pepsi blunder. The bottles even informed their creator that the drinks had to taste more like Pepsi. Regrettably, he didn't listen to anyone. The main mistake done by the creator was not using the proper project closure tools like satisfactory survey, meeting with the staffs and poor judgment while launching the project. The main lesson learned from the project is never allow one-way communication with the stakeholder and never make assumption, make us live experience double check statement before accepting their reality. So what the lesson learned we have learned? Lesson learned. The final result of the project is the lesson learned. Lesson learned will be used. Lesson learned will be used to evaluate the circumstances behind modification requests that are accepted or rejected. The history of schedule control and cost control. It is crucial document in the event that this project is completed. During this time, it should include all the stakeholders. Tools and techniques should be used correctly before launching of any project is the best lesson learned. Failure of any project is directly proportional to correct uses of input and the tools as well as techniques. Also, the project management should be aware of what worked well should be documented so that it can be done again in the future. What could have been done more effectively, and if that's the case, how could it have been done better? Once you have the customer's formal sign off, you could start on documents on the project's lesson learned so that they can be used as reference for the future project. Such documentation could be used, which means you won't have to work on over again. Let's con now let's conclude assessment. In the assessment task, we have searched and learned about the project closing process, which is final phase of the project management plan. It follows a defined 7-step process to complete the project closing phase. Three different project phase case studies are searched and highlighted in the assessment report for the type of project delivery tools used, project management methods follow, and how the project was completed successfully. Majorly, we focus on the project closing phase, which analyzes the benefit of the project in the terms of their success criteria and delivery. Learn lesson in the contract review and feedback request from all the client. These are all the part of project closing phase, which are discussed in detail in the report through the project case studies. Thank you.